Welcome to the Plantiful Goddess Podcast. My name is Jessica Karwat, and I'm a holistic coach for women, certified vegan nutritionist, fitness trainer, yogi, and reiki master. I have coached hundreds of women worldwide, and I made it my mission to help women from all around the world transform their lives and health in ways they didn't think was possible. If you're looking to uplevel your health, learn about the best practical tips on vegan health and fitness, master your menstrual cycle, improve your relationship with food, and so much more, so that you can reconnect with the powerful woman that you're meant to be, then you have come to the right place. My goal in this podcast is for you to help you step up your game, reconnect with yourself as a woman, and elevate your health and life. We are going to have so much fun in this podcast. Are you ready? Let's begin. Hello everyone, I am Jess, and I'm so excited to tell you how I manifested six figures in my business within the first 12 months, and after that how I continued having six figures and even more than that. Okay, so I'm so excited to tell you a little bit about my story in this podcast episode. And if you're watching on YouTube, here on YouTube, I want to go back really to first the early stages of my life and what got me to where I am now, and also of course what my goals are for the future. So basically, I followed the typical, let's say, society standards of finishing school, going to university, and getting a job kind of thing. And so this is what happened. I did my bachelor's in international management and marketing, and I studied abroad, which already I think was a very huge step into what I'm doing now and helped me understand that there's so much more out there than to stay, first of all, in the same country and follow the traditional path. So my studies have been very different from, what I've seen other people after school did, from my class or anything like that. So I was very lucky to be able to study abroad. And I know that this was something that not a lot of people could do. So this was, again, a very huge path in my life that allowed me to explore the world in a different way and help me understand that there's more out there. And I remember my professors, some of them, really talked about becoming an entrepreneur as well and doing your own thing and selling things. And they were really, great in delivering a message that you can basically do what you want. And I know that some of them were, of course, always a lot more encouraging than others, which is, I think, is normal when you go to university. But, in my case, I just remember this one vivid moment in my life when I was in my class merchandising, which was one of my favorite classes back then, to be honest, just because I loved the creativity in it and I loved exploring things. And so I remember, this project that we had to do for this class. And oh my God, I put in so much work and love and effort into this amazing project that I was so freaking proud of. And I knew it would have to be an A. I had no doubts that it had to be amazing. And so I remember, after handing it, we then had a one-on-one session with the teacher to discuss the grade. And so he gave me a C. And I remember I was like, what the hell? It didn't at all make sense to me. Also because my project would later be then shown that how can I explain this? Okay, I'm gonna give you the example. So my task was to choose a store in the city that I was living in and then change how it would make a lot more sense for it to be more consumer friendly and for the person to get into your store, which product should be seen first, how should be the outside looking, just all of it. And so I chose the store Calcedonia because there was a new store in the city that I was living in, and I was so happy to work with that store. And so I created my project, and after I handed it in, 2 weeks after, I passed by that store after I also got my grade, and I saw that the store changed everything to the layout that I described before early in my project. And so I went back to my teacher and I told him
that his grading was incorrect, pretty much. I sent him an email and I told him that it wasn't fair and that actually the store now applied, and I didn't go to the store and I didn't tell them, but they pretty much did it. And I told him like, they applied everything that I said they should be doing. And so my teacher came back to me and actually gave me an A, which was very funny, going from a C to an A. So I was happy with that. But that was the first time, why I'm sharing this story is that was the first time in my life where I knew I didn't want to work for someone else. Now, I already started projects in the past. I was already looking to creating like a marketing agency, but things just didn't work out when you're young and you're inexperienced, which was the case for me. I didn't have a lot of, I didn't know a lot. It just never really worked out, but I already was working towards things all the time because I knew I wanted to do my own thing. And so this was like a pivoting moment for me where I knew, okay, yeah, I didn't like that someone else had authority and gave me a grade based on something that subjectively he thought was right. So for me, I continued my studies. I finished my studies, and because I thought, okay, I needed to first get experience, I got my first job as a marketing assistant at a very great company in Barcelona. And Barcelona is my favorite city, so it all like came together in such a beautiful way, which I'm very happy that I manifested. But also, once I started that job, the first couple of months were okay because I was learning a lot. But then I would say within 3-4 months, it became so stagnant. And I was in this job doing the same thing over and over and over again without the possibility of growing in the company, without the possibility of making more money, without the possibility of learning more. It just all seemed so stagnant and nothing was changing. And I was getting so frustrated because I'm a person that likes to have challenges. I love to do new things. I love to explore new things. And here I am in this company, not even understanding that I want to do more. And every time I would come up with ideas, because I really wanted to look outside the box, the idea would be rejected or it would be taken on by someone else that was more experienced because they were longer in a company. And so I was very frustrated. And with that, my health started degrading as well. My health wasn't great. And I, started having hormonal acne. I started having digestive issues. I was very tired. I had insomnia every single night. And so, I was stressed, but I was more stressed that I was doing something that I so didn't enjoy and I didn't see a future in what I was doing. And so I knew I needed to take a step back. I needed to understand where I wanted to go and what I wanted to create. And so my step back was quitting my job and moving back in with my mom. And so during this time, I'm going to be honest, I had no idea where I was going to go. I was like, great, now I quit my job. What's next? And so still I was thinking, okay, I will probably just get another marketing job and maybe another company is going to be better. What ended up happening is I finished my studies as a vegan nutritionist and as a fitness trainer. And then out of nowhere, I saw this job pop up on my Instagram, which was for an assistant coach for this huge influencer in the Instagram space. And so I was just like, okay, I'm a vegan nutritionist, I'm a fitness trainer. Why not? I'm going to sign up or I'm going to apply. And so long story short, I got that job. And that was the first time it was a startup, right? So there was literally just me, the boss, another assistant coach, and he had a salesperson that he hired right after me. So we were 4 people. And so to me, I started seeing all of the processes behind it. And then I started seeing what he was charging and how little I was making compared to what he was charging. And how he was building up the business and what he was doing. I was like, that is very interesting to me. Why am I here? I loved my job, but also there was a lot that was going on where my values were not, my values didn't fit with what he was sharing, which was okay. So I decided, okay, I can no longer, for me, when I work for someone, I want to be 100% respected, supported, and I want to 100% stand behind the value, which wasn't happening for me. So I knew I needed to take a step back again, and I decided to quit that job as well. And with the help of my ex-fitness trainer, he helped me just get things start up from the start. So like he just told me a couple of things I should have in place if I were to look for my first client. So I announced that I'm a coach now, and people started to reach out to me on Instagram and were interested in working with me. So I had a couple of, my first clients within the first months, which was great. And then it very quickly, I would say, exploded in a very short amount of time, which was also great. But then I got stagnant again. And I was like, okay, so this is working. People need what I do, and I'm here to help people, but I want to take it to a next level. So thinking about it, I knew I needed to, I couldn't do it on my own. So what I ended up doing is I ended up contacting business coaches, and I ended up hiring 2 people that year that helped me work on my business the right way and grow it the right way. So again, long story short, my next step from quitting my job, going a step back, living with my mom, now I'm here in Berlin, having my own apartment with my partner, being able to pay that, being able to pay my bills. And I honestly didn't have a lot of savings when I started my business. I just had a lot of trust, and I didn't need a lot of capital to start, which is always different for everyone else. But what really helped me in this whole process of starting my own thing was that I really believed in myself. I really believed that I was capable of doing it. And I also knew that I wasn't able to do it on my own. So when I say that within the 12 months, I made 100K, this is not the money that I have in my bank account, okay? Because what you do, or what I did and what most people do when they want to run a successful business, is you reinvest that money. And that's what I was doing, and that's what I'm still doing. I reinvest almost all my money into my business so that I know in the future it's going to grow exponentially. And that's kind of what I think is one of the things that people oftentimes forget, is we think we can do it on our own. But if we think about it, we're all connected. We're all energetically connected. And so understanding that, like, it's okay to have people around you that support you, and also surround yourself with people that have done what you've done before. So, hiring coaches that have done what you've done before, you see something in them that, you want to see in yourself too, you feel inspired by them, you want to go to these people, and you want to have mentors around you that show you what you can do. And on the other hand, you want to have constant faith that all is working out in your favor. And I think this was one of the biggest parts of my life that I had to work on, is the faith that even when things don't feel like they're working out, working through these blockages and understanding that it's all working out in your favor and it's all gonna be fine. That was like a huge thing for me, because things along the way, again, if you want to have your business, or if you want to manifest 100,000 or six figures in a different way, the universe is going to test you. And when you have a strong enough self-image and you believe in yourself that you can do it, you're going to be able to create what you want. Why most people give up very easily with any type of manifestation that they want to do, if it's money, if it's their business, whatever it is because they're not patient enough, and they're not believing enough that it's going to show up in their reality. Because the fact that you can even dream this, the fact that you even have these ideas, are reason enough for you to have them in real life, right? It's just a matter of growing, of having mentors around you, being surrounded by the right people, and also doing your work, doing the work on yourself. One thing that is definitely the biggest thing that I learned when I created my business is I have never gotten to know myself to such an extent how I know myself now. I never knew that by having your own business, you would literally grow so much more than you would ever think on a personal level as well. Because it's gonna test you, your beliefs, your traumas, everything. It's gonna test it all. And so wanting to hold space for people, wanting to hold so much money, you want to hold yourself too. You want to know how to work with yourself the right way. And you want to be able to understand yourself and work on the development of your own well-being. Because if you do not do that, what ends up happening is you will feel stuck, and you're going to end up facing blockages or roadblocks or however you want to call it in a way that you will have a hard time understanding what's going on. And it might not have a lot to do with the business, but with you as a person, because there are things of your belief systems or anything like that. So if you think about that, anything that we want to manifest also goes hand in hand with healing yourself and healing you and taking care of you and having the self-love for you. That's something that I find very, very important, and what helped me understand is to always take care of myself. No matter how big my business gets, no matter how much money I make, no matter how many clients I have, I'm still always the most important person, because if I'm not right, nothing else is gonna be great, and I'm gonna be in a lack mindset because I will not feel great myself. And you want to feel abundantly, and when you feel this, you're going to attract more of the right thing as well. So yeah. That is pretty much it. That is pretty much, I think, the summary of, how I manifested what I have now. And of course, I have even bigger goals, and I have, 2 great coaches by my side that help me create this. And this is what I'm going to do until the rest of my life. I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to have coaches by my side that are going to help me create the life that I want, because I know I cannot do it on my own. And I know it also always starts with me though, right? It always starts with me taking the right action and working on myself every single day to learn more, become better, and strive for more. I think these things have been very, very crucial for me, and understanding that, it all starts from a place of love. Like when you understand that you're here to create value for people, for yourself, for the world, and you're here to help, your purpose behind all of this is going to change so much as well, because the energy that you're going to portray, the energy that you're going to be working in, the energy that you wake up in the morning with, is going to be radiant. People are going to want to be around you, and you're going to attract more of that, right? More of this energy that you want to have in your life. So I hope this was helpful. I'm going to stop right here. Of course, if you have any more questions, if you want me to do another podcast episode on this, feel free to let me know. Other than that, leave some love, okay, on here, either way, by a thumbs up or by rating the podcast, of course, please 5 stars on Spotify or iTunes. And yeah, if you have any feedback, any questions, I would love to hear back from you. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, or rest of your day or morning, whenever you're listening to this. And I'll talk to you very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.